Cure Bowl is one of the best bowl games of the entire postseason. Full stop, bar none, end of sentence. Number 24, Troy against number 25, UTSA. Both of these teams are conference champions at the group of five level. You can watch this at 3 p.m. on Friday, December 16th, ESPN. It's coming to you live from Orlando, Florida. And Garrett, this game, unfortunately, I think is going to be a little bit unsung by the vast majority of college football fandom simply because it comes at quitting time a week before Christmas. Hype the fellas up for this game. I mean, this should be one of the better bowl games of the entire season. It's got two amazing teams that had great seasons.
Oh, for sure. And to me, this is one of my top 5 bowl games I'm looking forward to watching. And I think that, like you were saying, just because it's so early in the season and, what is it, 3 o'clock on a Friday or a
Mhm.
Saturday, whatever, it's not a great time for a bowl game. This game deserved at least a night slot wherever you wanted to put it. But regardless, this is, like you're saying, two G5 champions. Troy comes out of absolutely nowhere, just from the top rope, goes 10-2, claims their 7th conference title, which is most in conference history, behind their first year head coach, John Sumrall. Obviously, we've talked about UTSA several times. We're a little bit of a Texas based podcast. UTSA coming out, winning Conference USA, second year in a row, blows out UNT in the Alamo Dome. Was not a game for most of that one.
Mhm.
Jeff Traylor just doing a fantastic job for the Roadrunners. He's really brought some life into that San Antonio football scene, and even honestly mentioned as a possible replacement for a lot of different spots. Specifically, when they were talking about Jimbo Fisher at A&M, thinking about maybe, hey, could he be the guy down the line once they gather some of the buyout money, or maybe
Mhm.
bring him in as an OC to let him be the guy, waiting in the wings. But I mean, look, Cure Bowl, it's going to feature one of the best offenses in the country, and then it's going to feature one of the best defenses in the country. So it's really that, which one wins in today's football? Is it going to be the electric offense from UTSA? Is it going to be that shockingly good Troy defense? Right now, it's Troy minus 2.5. Little surprising to us when we saw that
Sure.
line come out.
Yeah, it absolutely was. I would have thought UTSA, the much more acclaimed team, they've got one of the top five offenses in the country. I would have thought that the models would favor that offense, but early Vegas lines 2.5, at least when I wrote the preview, in favor of Troy. Now, you really like the Troy Trojans. Take us through their scenario. Troy wins if.
Yeah, well, look, man, it's not an easy road for Troy, right? They're playing one of the best offenses in the country, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, Frank Harris. So they're going to have to be solid on defense. Fortunately, that's what they've done, right? They're going to have to be solid on defense, and I think that they're going to have to kind of push it a little bit to keep up with them offensively. Um, Look, Trojans got 2,700 yards through the air with Gunnar Watson, only 13-10 touchdown interception ratio. That's going to have to be better just in terms of the ratio, in terms of what they're getting production wise. I think he's probably got to toss 3 scores in this one to keep up. They need to either smother Frank Harris, keep everything underneath, and just kind of let them sustain long drives, 10, 12 play drives where they're really having to execute at a high level, or they're going to have to find a way to just keep up with them, which I don't think is their game plan. I don't think that's the model for them. They're going to have to kind of really amp up the pass rush, try to get them behind schedule, and really put the pressure on one of the best quarterbacks, Frank Harris, to continue to execute at a high level.
Meeping's going to have to be kept to a minimum if Troy's
Yep.
going to beat UTSA. The Roadrunners win if, and for this, I noted, UTSA doesn't get the headlines that USC, Ohio State does, but that offense was electric this season. And Frank Harris coming back for another year in San Antonio, that's a big win for the
Oh yeah.
Roadrunners. They're averaging over 38 points per game and a first down every other play. That's 6.5 yards per play. It's really, really tough to stop. And I know Troy's got a top 20 offense, but still, Sunbelt offense, not as explosive from top to bottom in the
Yeah.
league as I think what you're going to see from UTSA. Frank Harris, special season. As we mentioned, Troy will be one of, if not the stoutest defense, though, that the Roadrunners have played this year. But I will say, as long as UTSA's defense doesn't fail to show up and give up some sort of Herculean performance to Gunner and that Trojan offense, I think UTSA has the natural advantage here. I don't think that they pull away. I think we have a really solid, closely fought game. Give me the Roadrunners. I'll take them 28-21. by a score over the Troy Trojans.
Yeah, well, that would certainly be impressive. Look, for me, I'm actually going to split on this one. I'm going to go with Troy on this one to win this one. Give me maybe a 24-21 type of showing. I do think they're going to have a lot of success. I think you're going to see, guys like TJ Jackson have a big game,
Mhm.
just being able to rush the quarterback. And I do think that they're going to be able to play good defense, to keep everything in front of them. And like I mentioned when I was talking about Troy's path, they're going to make them sustain drives, right?
Yeah.
And no matter how good your offense is, if you have to sustain 10 to 12 play drives the entire game, you're not going to have the success that you're used to. I think they're going to be able to do just enough, maybe. I think they're
Mhm.
going to get just enough to overcome it. So give me a 24-21. Troy takes home the victory in Orlando.
If Kamani Vidal isn't able to run the ball for the Troy Trojans, I think they're in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily for them, though, UTSA has given up a lot of yards on the ground, especially early on in the game. They put their offense in some tough circumstances this season, but overall, we've seen UTSA come back time and time again. Main point is, do not miss this game. Mark your
Please
calendars,
don't.
3 p.m. on a Friday, December 16th, to kick off the bowl season. UTSA and Troy. It will be one of the top 5 bowl games of the entire season.
Gracious, how about